Whenever you get an e-bike, whether it's expensive or cheap, you get some promises like your bike needs zero maintenance, you only have to ride, this bike will last forever, and so on. But honestly, e-bikes aren't actually as maintenance-free as some brands like to claim. Of course, they're built to last, and expensive ones come with good materials and quality parts. However, with powerful motors, complex electronics, and added weight, they demand a bit more love and care than your regular bicycle. It means it doesn't matter what your e-bike cost you while buying, you have to maintain some simple steps to keep your bike up and running, or else you might have to visit repair shops more often than your barber. That's why today, we're here with some of the very basic yet super important e-bike maintenance tips for you. Trust us, if you already have an e-bike or are about to buy a new one, this video is completely unavoidable for you. Now, let's start with the most expensive and important part of your e-bike, the battery. It's basically the heart of the whole system. And just like any heart, how you treat it determines how long it lasts. A good battery can easily last 8 to 10 years if cared for properly. But improper charging and storage habits can cut that life in half. Here's the simple truth. Batteries heat extremes. Don't store them completely full or completely empty for long periods. The sweet spot is keeping the charge between 20 and 80%. If you're putting the bike away for a while, aim for around 50 to 60% charge and keep it somewhere cool and dry. Avoid charging immediately after a ride, because the heat from recent use can accelerate chemical wear. Give it 30 minutes to cool down first. Always remember one thing, if you're treating your battery right, you're not just maintaining range, you're saving yourself hundreds in replacements later. Once your battery's in good shape, the next thing to pay attention to is your tires. This might sound basic, but incorrect tire pressure affects nearly everything you can name: range, comfort, handling, and even how hard your motor works. Because when you ride with underinflated tires, it increases rolling resistance and forces your motor and battery to work overtime. Overinflated tires, on the other hand, reduce traction and make the ride bumpier, which can stress your frame and components over time. If we say you're riding with a tire that has a 20% drop in pressure, it can even reduce your battery range by up to 25%. So, before every ride, give your tires a quick check. It only takes a minute, but it makes a world of difference. Now that your tires are dialed in, let's slowly move over to the part of your e-bike that you depend on the most: the brakes. Since e-bikes are heavier and usually a bit faster than regular bicycles, their braking system has to deal with extra pressure, and because of that, ignoring your brakes isn't just a small mistake. It can actually become risky and expensive in the long run. So, it's always a good idea to check both your brake pads and rotors from time to time. For example, if your brake pads have worn down to something as thin as a pencil lid, that's your cue to replace them. And as you continue checking, look at the rotors too. If you notice they're warped or have a bluish discoloration, it usually means they've overheated and might need attention. Plus, if your bike uses hydraulic brakes, there's one small habit you must avoid: never squeeze the brake levers when your wheels are removed. Doing that can push the pistons out, and then you'll probably end up at a repair shop sooner than expected. When your brakes are in good shape, they don't just keep you safe on the road. They also protect the rest of your bike by preventing sudden, harsh braking or unnecessary strain that can damage other components. And once your braking system feels solid, everything else, from your tires to your suspension, starts working more smoothly, giving you a safer and more enjoyable ride. Now, the drivetrain. On an e-bike, this system takes a beating because the motor's torque amplifies every little bit of strain. A dirty or poorly lubricated chain not only ruins efficiency but also wears down your gears, cassette, and derailleur faster than you'd think. Every few rides, clean your drivetrain using a proper bike degreaser and a stiff brush. After cleaning, make sure it's dry before applying the right lubricant: wet lube for rainy or muddy conditions, dry lube for dusty ones. Don't overdo it though. Too much lube attracts dirt. A clean drivetrain means smoother pedaling, quieter rides, and extended component life. It's also one of those small tasks that directly connects to battery efficiency because a well-lubed chain reduces friction, which in turn saves power. Now that your drivetrain is running nice and smooth, let's shift to something most riders don't even think about: payload. Every e-bike comes with a maximum weight limit, and this includes everything: your body weight, your backpack, and whatever extra items you're carrying. And while crossing that limit won't snap your bike in half on the spot, it does start causing slow, silent damage over time. Because when you overload an e-bike, every single part begins working harder than it should. The motor has to push extra weight, so it runs hotter than normal. The brakes need more force to slow you down, which means they wear out faster. And the tires don't roll evenly, so they start aging quicker, too. Even the frame, which is designed to handle a certain amount of stress, can gradually lose its natural stability. So, by staying within the recommended weight limit, you're not just following a rule. You're actually helping your bike maintain the balance and handling it was originally designed for. Plus, you're saving yourself from early repairs and unnecessary part replacements. Let's circle back to your battery for a second, because storage is one of the biggest mistakes people make. If you're not riding for a few weeks or months, don't just leave the battery plugged in or fully charged. High voltage stress shortens cell life, and leaving it empty can cause deep discharge. Basically, your battery forgets how to wake up. Keep it half charged and check it once a month. Store it in a dry, room temperature spot, not your garage during freezing winter or a hot summer day. Proper storage can literally double your battery lifespan. However, cleaning your e-bike feels great until you accidentally ruin it with a power washer. High-pressure water can force moisture into your motor, bearings, and electrical connectors, leading to corrosion and short circuits. Instead, just use a damp cloth to wipe the frame and components. If you ride in wet or cold conditions, consider using neoprene covers for your motor and battery. They act like jackets that protect against moisture while still allowing heat to escape. It's a simple precaution that can save you from motor replacements costing up to $2,000. Another small but good habit is cleaning your battery contacts once a month. These tiny metal connectors might look simple, but they're basically the bridge that lets power travel from your battery to the rest of your bike. And as time goes by, dust, moisture, and light oxidation can settle on them, which creates resistance. That resistance doesn't just slow down power flow, it can also generate unnecessary heat. So, to keep things running smoothly, just remove the battery and wipe the contact points gently. A dry cloth usually does the job, but if the connectors look a bit dirty, you can add a small amount of contact cleaner for better results. And since this whole process takes barely 5 minutes, it's an easy step to stick to. By keeping those contacts clean, you're helping your bike deliver power more efficiently, reducing strain on the system and even extending your battery's lifespan. Your e-bike carries more weight than a normal bike, so your suspension and bearings deal with a lot of extra pressure. If they're not properly maintained, the result is a harsh ride, more vibration, and faster wear on other components. Check your suspension setup based on your weight and cargo. The suspension should compress about a quarter of its total travel when you sit on the bike. Also, make sure your bearings rotate smoothly without any grinding. Regular greasing and annual servicing keep things rolling efficiently and protect against costly replacements. One thing many riders forget is how much vibration an e-bike produces. The constant hum of the motor and higher riding speeds mean bolts and components can loosen much faster than you'd expect. Once a week, give your bike a quick once-over, check the stem, seat clamp, brake bolts, and even the motor mounts. A small tightening session can prevent big mechanical failures down the road. It's like giving your bike a quick health check before things get serious. So, e-bike maintenance isn't about spending hours with tools or becoming a mechanic. It's about building small habits that protect your investment. From keeping your battery healthy to checking tire pressure and cleaning contacts, every little effort adds up. So, the next time you hop on your e-bike, remember, a little care today means more adventures tomorrow.